All right. So we continue today with the mitzvah of laundering. And it's 1 sec, let me see how long it is. Right. I don't think we're going to complete it today, but we just continue. Oh, no, apologies. We just started last time. We just started last time. Let me just quickly say that there are 3 different methods. Washing the fabric with water, right, or any other cleaning agent. I mean, there are three ways, 3 things that, 3 situations, I would say, that forbidden biblically. Number 2, removing dust that is absorbed in the fabric. It's also considered to be laundry, and I think many people, and I saw last time I saw it this past Shabbos, unfortunately, I was like, I was shocked, right? But it was too late to say something, right? And number 3, removing stain from the fabric. Okay, also, right. Okay, so let's see. Number 1. So number 1, washing fabric with water or any other cleaning agent. Okay. And it says the process of washing fabric with water or another cleaner involves 3 successive steps. And this is very, very important. And we're going to go to these basic steps and compare all of the actions that we're going to discuss to which steps it's resembled. Right. So number 1, soaking the fabric in the solvent, Shiur. Soaking, that's how we laundry, right? So first you soak, right? Even in laundry machine, there is a soaking cycle. I don't know how long. I mean, that depends. I think you can regulate, but it's of course like it's soaking maybe a little detergent. Sometimes there is no detergent. I mean, it's up to you, but for sure it helps the cleaning cycle a lot. Okay. So again, the soaking the fabric in the solvent. And number 2, scrubbing the fabric. Right, meaning scrubbing the fabric when you wash with your hands or whatever. Right. Right. So meaning all of the scrubbing, like to remove the stain, would not be allowed. So I'm just giving you a hint, like how it's going to play out in halacha. So soak, meaning just put in the water without anything, it would be forbidden. Scrub, might scrub something, would be forbidden. So you have a stain and try to scrub it. And number 3 is wringing, right? Schita, right? Wringing would be forbidden. So we try to wring out the excess water, and now it's clean. Okay. It is prohibited biblically to perform any of these acts. Let us therefore clarify them one at a time. Again, soaking, scrubbing, and wringing. So that's 3 parts of 3 stages of the washing. Okay. So again, it is prohibited to perform any one of these biblically. Right. So even though like normal washing would include all 3 of them, right, in success, but even one of them it would be forbidden. So number 1, right, not above. It's A, soaking, Shiur. Soaking dirty fabric in water or another cleansing agent is considered act of laundering, since the soaking itself reduces fabric dirtiness somewhat, and thus begins the cleaning process. Pouring water on soiled fabric is tantamount to soaking the fabric. Thus, it is forbidden to pour water on a stained fabric. This applies even if one's intention is not to remove the stain, but merely to prevent it from setting into the fabric. So let's try to, before we continue, let's do this definition again, and we're going to see it's going to apply to many cases. Right. So again, soaking dirty fabric in water or another cleansing agent. So meaning like if we need to, if a person wants to wash something like with their hands, right? So you put something like have some pan, you put it in there, washing pan, right? So you put it in there, basin, whatever you call it, right? So you put some water, some solution, and you put there. So and this even clean water, like warm water, cold water, doesn't matter, right? You just put there and it's already like start the cleaning process. So meaning what? So if we stay in summer like on Shabbos meal, so and you're not allowed to pour water. So especially if you have white garments, some white shirt, right, and you stain with I don't know, with some sauce. So like natural people during the week they try to put some water. At least you're not going to laundry, but at least you prevent the stain from setting. So this is absolutely forbidden because of this milach of soaking. Right. So continue. Since soaking itself reduces the fabric dirtiness, so it's not going to be like a completely clean, but at least somewhat right, somewhat clean. Right, and thus begin the cleaning process. Putting water on soiled fabric, right? Soiled fabric, it could be tablecloth, right? You have a white, beautiful, pure white tablecloth, and somebody spilled wine. What can you do? So you want to like to pour some water, so to dissolve wine a little, otherwise it's going to stay. Okay. By the way, many people in like have this thing that you're obligated to have white tablecloth. I have no idea where it came from, but it's not true. You can have any color you want. Okay. Continue. Okay. So this applies even once intention is not to remove the stain. Right, I mean, most likely if you have wine stain just because you pour water something, I mean, it's going to dissolve. It's going to maybe prevent the setting, but for not for sure not to remove it, but merely to prevent from setting into the fabric. Okay, so meaning any soaking with water or cleansing agent and or some other things, right, would be forbidden. So now next subsection is types of the fabric to which this prohibition applies. The prohibition of soaking and pouring, applies only to absorbent fabric. There is wool, cotton, linen. For such a material, rule is the soaking. It is soaking in the first step of the laundry, meaning all of this like soft material, somewhat absorbent. I would say like I'm just adding the words like right, absorbent that usually people laundry, right? That's it. So meaning like plastic tablecloth would not be one of them, right? Okay, continue. Leather, plastic, and rubber are exempt from this particular prohibition. So even though they're pliable, right, but still, but they're not going to absorb. They're not going to absorb, but still, right? No, okay. Let's continue. They're not going to absorb. Okay. Leather, plastic, rubber are exempt from this particular prohibition. For the material that are not truly absorbent cannot be cleaned substantially by merely being soaked in water. Okay. Many poskim rule that a nylon has the same status as leather. Thus, soaking it in any other not absorbent material in water is permitted. So I'm not sure why would somebody soak this in this leather, plastic, rubber. I'm not sure. I guess I would say he said or even pouring. So if you have rubbers or you have like what is it rain boots and they got like dory in mud, so technically you can wash them. There is no problem. You can wash them. So maybe that's the idea here. Okay. So meaning the soaking does not apply. Okay. Continue. On the basis of this rule, one is prohibited from pouring water on a soiled linen tablecloth, but one is permitted to pour water on a soiled plastic tablecloth. Okay. However, if the plastic tablecloth has a trimming made from absorbent linen, absorbent fibers, one must avoid the wetting the trim. Okay. This pertains even if the trim is clean. See below. Okay. Likewise, if one rubber or leather shoes are soiled, one is permitted to pour water on them in order to loosen the dirt. However, if there is stitching on a shoe, it must be one must avoid wetting them. I'm not sure how, but let's see. Okay, so let's do from the beginning, and we're going to explain what does it mean. On the basis of this rule, right, meaning that you can wash or soak something that is not absorbent, right? One is prohibited from pouring water on a soiled tablecloth. Right, so today there is tablecloth that are not absorbent. I mean, long time ago, I'm not sure when they just invented them, long time ago, but they were very expensive. Now they're not expensive at all. Okay, so we bought one many years ago. It works good. Of course, a few stains said I'm not sure from what, but otherwise, like you just put it's fabric. But if you spill something, it's like stay on top, which is amazing, right? So you don't have to worry. So in this case, it's like since it is not absorbent, so you can put a napkin on top and it's going to absorb whatever was spilled. Okay. Okay. So again, on the basis of this rule, one is prohibited from pouring water on a soiled linen tablecloth. So that's linen tablecloth. You stand your shirt, dress, whatever you stand, absolutely forbidden. But one is permitted to pour water on a soiled plastic tablecloth. I'm not sure why you need to pour the water, but I mean you can just wipe the spill technically. But maybe the situation where you need to pour the water, right? So, but you have to watch out. There is trimming, like if it's fancy schmancy, there is trimming on the side. But again, why would you pour so much water that it's going to drip on the floor? It's also like it's too much. Right, so most likely there should not be any problem, but of course, again, watch for trimming. Same as say that you can wash rubbers. With rubbers, there is no problem because there is no stitching. Right, they were molded like that. And same is, I think, with the rain boots. I think it's the same. Are the stitching in the rain boots? I don't think so. Maybe, but like rubber boots for sure not. Leather shoes also there is no problem because they're not absorbent, but the problem is he's saying will be to wet this stitching in the leather shoes. Okay, but again, if the stitching is absorbed, I think they made if if you buy like boots, right, and they sell shoes and they say waterproof, so I don't think the stitching is absorbent. Right, so it's like from some kind of nylon, like very strong material that would not be like water repellent. So that would not be a problem if somebody like went to a mud or something. So you can wash them. Okay, but with regular shoes, yes, it's possible that the stitching could be absorbent. Okay, continue. Soaking a clear fabric. Clean fabric. Some poskim rule that prohibition of soaking applies even to clean fabric. Although the poskim dispute this ruling, their arguments are inconclusive, and later authorities therefore rule that we must follow the stringent view. Thus, when a clean garment, even a clean garment, should not be soaked in water or any other cleansing agent. So very important, like even if you have a spill of water, salsa, right, on a table, so don't take something like a piece of rag or something like a napkin. Don't use article of clothing, for example, like t-shirt or something, right? Undershirt, not t-shirt. Undershirt, right? Don't use that. Okay, because in some sense, like you're soaking, and like the water that is going to get absorbed, in some sense looks like it's soaking. Okay, and same we're going to discuss about towels, right? You wash your hands and you like a soak towel, right? In some sense, like right. So we'll see. Of course, everybody understands there is not a problem, but we need to know why it is not the problem. Okay. So again, so as we just said, even soaking the clean object is not allowed. Continue. Soaking in a dory liquid. The prohibition of soaking a fabric does not apply to soaking a dory liquid, since the fabric does not thereby become cleaner. So meaning our objection when we say the word laundry is to make it clean. It was dory and make it clean. Same with dusting, right? It was dust was absorbed into a garment, and we try to take it out. So meaning it was dory and we try to make it clean. But if we put something in the dory water, in the dory liquid, right? For sure it's not going to improve the fabric. Okay, it's not going to make it cleaner, so then that's why there is no problem. This is the reason why it's permitted to dory his hands on a towel, to dry his hands on a towel, even though he thereby wets the towel. Since one's hands generally have some dirt on them, the towel becomes wet and dory, rather than wet and clean. So, and it's you like wonder of wonders. Right, you have a hand towel in the bathroom, and you wipe there on your clean hands after you wash with the soap. Now, how can it be dory? How can the towel be dory if you always wipe clean hands, right? So it's very interesting, right? So as he explained, our sages knew it. So there is still some dirt, or soap or some combination of both. Right, so that's why the towel is going to be dirty. Yes, it is wet, but it's still dirty, so it's no improvement. Okay, this is also the reason that it is permitted to wipe dishes with a towel. Right, so in cases when we're allowed to wash dishes, of course, on Shabbos, we're talking about Shabbos with a cold water, so you're allowed to wipe them with a towel, meaning again, especially if you don't have a sponge and you have don't have a sponge, you cannot wash it like nicely, right? For sure this towel that you wipe the dishes with would be dory. So, and commentary say, note, although the prohibition of soaking does not apply when dory liquids is involved, it is sometimes forbidden to saturate fabric in dory liquid due to the prohibition of wringing. This will be discussed below. Right. So, okay. So the third step, as the third stage of laundry, we say wringing. So wringing meaning what you want to squeeze out the water. That's why we say the sponges are always muktzah. So even you're allowed on Friday night to wash dishes, whatever you need for Friday for Shabbos morning, but you're not allowed to use sponge. Why? Because you're going to squeeze it. Okay. So it's like automatically people automatically like to squeeze, right? So they say don't. In some cases, you would not be allowed to soak something in a dory fabric. In a dory water, so you would not get to wring it.